everybody, and welcome to Nashua's ETV broadcast of high school football. I'm Tom King, along with Scott Gross, who is our latest play-by-play man in place of the sloughing off John Collins, who just takes a vacation all the time.
How you doing, Tom?
Hi, Scott. Great to have you here on NashuaETV. We hope you enjoyed last night's broadcast of the South Bedford game. It was a pleasure to do the game with the Bedford people. Now I've got a Goffstown guy, Scott Gross, who's seen Nashua North and saw Nashua North play very well against Goffstown. Tonight, it's the Titans against Bishop Guertin High School. Bishop Guertin will be the home team. Scott, a tale of basically, I think, two different teams. One's going to head to the playoffs. That's going to be, or possibly head to the playoffs. That's going to be Nashua North. They've won 4 out of 5. Bishop Guertin has lost 4 out of 5. But I think that was more or less expected going into this year. They knew they were in a rebuilding mode. So, you know, you saw Nashua North, and the one thing you were impressed with was speed.
Yeah, their team speed is kind of incredible. They've got 4 or 5 guys who are almost, they're speed merchants on the field, and I think that's where many teams have had a hard time containing that speed, especially when they get in open space.
We'll look for Curtis Harris to get the ball a lot, and the one thing that North did was they used Harris in the shotgun. They used him under center. They used him out right. They used him out far left. They used him as a backfield, as a running back. All of those things, they do anything they can to get him the football.
Yeah, when you've got a player as talented as him, I just think, yeah, you have to do whatever you can to get him in open space, and he's just so fast. And I had a chance to talk to him after the Goffstown game, and he's a really great kid.
He is.
You know, he's just very
credit.
humble.
Yes.
And just a good guy.
We did a tabloid, preseason tabloid for the Nashua Telegraph, and the theme of it was Rising Stars, and he was front and center.
Yeah, I think he's all-state caliber as a sophomore. Yeah, he's all-state caliber right now.
Definitely all-state caliber, no doubt about it. But you know what? They've got a freshman who I think is just as fast as he is,
and that's Isaac.
Isaac Smith, number 19, who they've used in the last couple of games and gotten him on track a little bit. He's an X factor for Nashua North.
Yeah, I would agree. I think anytime that you've got speed, especially in high school football, you know, it's can those, defensive backs, can those safeties, can they get the right angle? You get the wrong angle on a guy who's fast, and those guys are gone.
A player I like for North, too, number 10, you saw him connect on a touchdown pass, Mike Lovelace. He's got a good arm, decent arm, but Mike is kind of, he's also deceptively a very good runner.
Yeah, he makes good choices, too, as a quarterback. You know, in the game that I saw, I thought he had a pretty good arm, but he's making the right choices out of there in that position, and you don't often see that in a high school quarterback. A lot of times they get a little rattled and they throw interceptions. He seemed to have a good head on his shoulders.
You haven't seen Guertin yet.
No, I have not.
And I'll tell you what Guertin is basically 2 weeks ago tonight. They shocked everyone. They played Keene, and I've seen Keene, and I don't think Keene belongs in this league, to be honest with you, because of their numbers, not because of their ability.
Right.
But the numbers are way down. Guertin had their way with them in a 40, I think it was 42 to nothing game.
Right.
And Joey Da Silva was a sophomore. He quarterbacked in that game. They started him. They played him the whole way, and he really looked like he was, getting his feet wet. He's not completely accurate with his throws, but not bad. But the one thing he's got is some running ability.
Yeah, and I talked to the coaches before the game here, and they're saying that Da Silva's going to be the starting quarterback, and they're saying that he's getting the timing with his receivers. So, that's a good sign if you're Bishop Guertin, because it's one thing when, you've had a year or two under your belt, but when you're a first-year starter quarterback, you got to get the timing with your receivers.
That's just it.
And it takes that.
It is, and if they have him playing tonight, and if he gets that experience the rest of the season, they'll have themselves a starter for 3 seasons this season and 2 more if he stays healthy.
And I've heard that. It's funny. I've talked to a lot of coaches this season. They're saying, I guess there were changes, NHIAA rule changes where they can't practice as much in the summer, and that's really had an impact, on these teams. They just weren't sharp in those first 2 games.
If you remember, they used to start that second Wednesday in August.
Right.
Always, or actually sometimes it was the first Wednesday in August they would start practice.
Yeah.
Instead, they moved it to the day, they moved it back 5 or 6 days to the point where the same day that all the other sports start on that Monday.
Yeah.
And these teams were a little bit behind, but offensively, as far as connections with your receivers, I don't think they have that excuse because there's a lot of 7-on-7 leagues in the summertime.
Correct.
And a lot of these quarterbacks play in those leagues with their people if they know that they're going to be playing during the regular season. So that's something where they can get some timing down and everything else. But if you're looking for somebody that DeSilva's going to look for as Guertin takes the field, it's going to be Joey Lupo, number 32. He's got some speed, and when he returns kicks, he's a threat to score at any time in the game. I believe we're going to have our national anthem coming up as the Bishop Guertin band is on the field. Temperature right now is 63 degrees under cloudy skies, not as chilly as it was here last night. And here we go with the national anthem. We'll be back to talk more about this football game right after Bishop Guertin, the Bishop Guertin band performs the national anthem.
Bishop Guertin High School Cardinal Band under the direction of Mr. Brian Stark.
And a fine job by the Bishop Guertin band in performing the national anthem, as the players will now go to midfield fairly quickly to go over, do the coin toss and see who's going to receive. Last night, interesting, in the Bedford game we did, South won the toss, but they deferred and gave the ball to Bedford.
Really?
Bedford took the opening kick and returned it 66 yards to set up a touchdown right away.
Yeah, Bedford's a strong team this year.
Strong team that is working on 15 straight quarters now without allowing a single point.
Yeah.
And that's they're a team to really, really watch. I think that they right now, with Pinkerton losing the game, are the favorites. And I'm not sure. I think Winnicott may have lost last night.
Winnicott lost to Londonderry. And I think, like I said, I think you've got 5 or 6 teams that have a legitimate shot at winning this. You know, a lot of it boils down to, you know, health, you know, and injuries. If a quarterback like Bedford a couple of years ago, Connor Robert, went down, and there went Bedford's season. So
yeah, that's the whole deal. You know, once that happens, you're in trouble.
You know, there aren't too many teams that are really deep at backup quarterback. You know, you pretty much live and die by your starter in high school football, and you know, so I think that's always the key. And some of these guys on a lot of teams, they're playing both ways. You know, their quarterback will play safety. So they're, you know, sometimes prone, you know, to getting hurt if, like I said, on a defensive situation.
Looks like Bishop Guertin, I believe, has won the toss. They've elected to receive. If you look at the numbers right now, it looks like North has got fewer players because we're on the BG side from behind, but North has the bigger players. Guertin's numbers are up, but they're not very big. Scott Gross will take you the rest of the way in this one, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be back to chime in with him during the second period and beyond. So you're watching Nashua North Guertin football here on Nashua's ETV. Scott, it's all yours.
All right, so we've got a big matchup between Nashua teams tonight with the 4-1 Titans of Nashua North facing off the Cardinals of Bishop Guertin. They're 1-4. And before we get started, I want to thank our cameraman, Jim McLean. Can't do these productions without a cameraman and without a technical crew, so I want to thank all the folks at NashuaETV for making this broadcast possible. So again, we have a pretty nice evening here. Temperatures in the low to mid 60s. A little bit of a sparse crowd, but not too bad. And Guertin will be receiving.
Kicking off for National North, number 2, Sam Nichols.
Sam Nichols will be kicking off.
Number 7, Brendan Callahan. And number 32, Joey Lupo.
And Callahan and Lupo will be returning. Seen a lot of squib kicks in high school football this year, and that could be a testament maybe to the special teams play on both sides of the ball. And here's the kickoff to start the game. And number 7, he's trying to turn the corner, and he is turning the corner, and he gets pushed out of bounds at the 46-yard line. But a big return by Brendan Callahan, who returns at about 40 yards. There is some laundry on the field.
Flag on the play.
We'll see what that call is. Usually that's like an illegal block in the back, which is typical. And I think that one's coming back, folks. They haven't signaled what the flag is for, but typically it's for a block in the back or a hold. And Callahan, he was able to get it up to about the 45-yard line, but they're going to be, Guertin is going to be starting way deep in their own end at about the 10-yard line.
Bishop Guertin.
That quarterback will be Joey De Silva, number 2 for Guertin. In the backfield is number 22, Ryan Bew. 3 receivers to the lower part of your screen, 1 up top. And that's a handoff to number 22, Bew, and he gets about 3 or 4 yards.
22, Ryan Bew, the ball carrier.
And it looks like number 72 with the tackle.
Number 72, Garrett Hillard.
And that's Hillard.
Second down.
That brings up about a 2nd down and probably about 6 for Guertin again. Same type of formation. 3 wide receivers to the lower part of your screen, 1 up top. Quick pass out in space, but he gets quickly wrapped up, number 5, and that was Austin Hisco, but he got wrapped up real quick for almost no gain.
Complete to number 5, Austin Hisco. Tackled by number 29, Donovan LeBate.
The tackle was by number 29, LeBate, and this is bring up about a 3rd down and 8 or 9. So far, the Titans look pretty stout on defense. We have trips to the top of your screen. Definite passing situation for Guertin here with a long 3rd down and 9. And we're getting a timeout. So we got a quick timeout already. I'm not sure if it's a television timeout, but it's not here, right? There's no commercials on NashuaETV. So we got a nice setup here at Stellos Stadium. I do the broadcast for Goffstown High School, and this is quite the setup. I'm a little bit jealous with the monitors. We don't have that. I think we're gonna have to work on talking to our director, Adam McCune. So with that quick timeout, Guertin is going to be facing a 3rd down and 9 at their 11-yard line. We have 2 receivers to the top part of your screen and 2 to the bottom part with number 22, Ryan Bew, in the backfield. Getting the call from the sideline is the quarterback, Joey De Silva. And he scrambles to his right, and a quick throw, but he is incomplete to number 87, Kyle Baker.
Intended for number 87, Kyle Baker.
And that'll bring out a punter. And I believe I see who the punter is here for Guertin. So it looks like Joey Da Silva will be doing punting duties as not only is the quarterback, and back to receive is number 21 for the Titans, and he's not going to let that ball roll, and a good bounce for Bishop Guertin, and the Titans will take over at their 44-yard line. Having watched the Titans before, one of the key differences between the Titans this year and maybe in years past is just the phenomenal speed. They've got a good quarterback in Mike Lovelace, but I think everybody recognizes they've got about 4 or 5 guys on the offensive side of the ball, led by number 21, Curtis Harris, who is just a real great player. And anytime you get the ball into Harris's hands, I should say, that's a good thing. So we got trips to the top part of your screen. Lovelace quickly throws it out to Harris, and he exercises his speed, and he picks up about 6 or 7 yards, but yeah. And like I said before, I think what Nashua North wants to do is get the ball into Harris's hands anytime that you can. And he picks up about 7 or 8 yards, and they're going onto a quick set here. And that's a handoff, and it picks up a first down. And that was number 19, Isaac Smith, a freshman. So you're seeing just a lot of speed between Curtis Harris and Smith. Again, they're quickly going up to the line of scrimmage. Lovelace with the snap, hands it off, and another big gaping hole for the Titans.
Number 3, Brian Montmany, the ball
Brian
carrier.
Montmany, number 3.
By number 32, Joey Lupo.
That's first down for the Titans at the 29-yard line of the Cardinals. Again, their hurry-up offense. And Lovelace keeps it, and he can break over to the edge, and he is going in, and there's a flag on the play. I think we're going to have a hold on the Titans here. That one looks like it's going to come back.
Tackled by number 7, Brendan Callahan. Flag on the play.
So Callahan with the tackle, but it looks like that one's going to be coming back, folks. And there you saw how Lovelace has some great speed, how he was able to break free there. So we got a personal foul on number 21.
Nashua North.
I have to see what that one was. I have my little cheat sheet here, but when you hit the head like that, I think he probably was like targeting the helmet. Personal foul. So that'll bring it back to the 35-yard line. Still a first down, though.
First down.
Player in motion. It's a handoff up the middle, and he wiggles free and gets back most of the yardage that they lost in that penalty.
Brought down by number 32, Joey Lupo.
Joey Lupo with the tackle.
And number 22, Ryan View.
So here you got number 21. He's in the lower part of your screen. He comes in motion, and it's a handoff up the middle, and he just hurdles over one of the defensive players, and he gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and that was number 21 for North, Curtis Harris. And again, he's got a lot of touches already this game. So they're faced with now a third down and about 10 yards, maybe 11. And it's a keeper by the quarterback, Lovelace. He goes up the middle, and I think he picks up a first down on that play at the 11-yard line. So he shows off his speed, Lovelace does, and big holes that were set up by the Titans. So a good job by the offensive line. And on that one, looks like they went off number 72, Garrett Hillier. Handoff up the middle to number 3, and he breaks some tackles, and he is brought down by about the 2-yard line.
Number 3, Brian Montmany.
And that was Brian Montmany.
Tackled by number 22, Ryan View. And number 75, Ethan
Again,
Wolf.
they line up quickly.
Second down.
Keeper by the quarterback, Loveless, and he hurdles in for a touchdown. He goes off the left guard, and a quick touchdown for Nashua North. They made that one almost look easy with that hurry-up offense. And they showed off the speed of Isaac Smith and the quarterback, Loveless. And now here is the extra point. So it's Sam Nichols, the kicker.
After the extra point, number 2, Sam Nichols.
And that's good. So the Titans jump on a quick 7-0 lead over Bishop Guertin. And we're under about 7 minutes and 15 seconds. And it's 7-0, the Titans over the Cardinals. And what you saw there, folks, was just the speed of the Titans. Not only did they get great blocking up front, but they showed off their speed, which has been the story for them all season long. So coming into this game, Nashua North is 4-1 and Guertin is 1-4. So it looks like the way things are set up right now, when we're more than halfway through the season, North looks like they'll be in the playoffs. Guertin more than likely not. But that being the case, number 2, Sam Nichols, will be kicking off. And Callahan and Lupo will be set to receive. And it's a high kick to about the 30-yard line and going out of bounds. So let's see what Guertin wishes to do here. They can either elect to have it re-kicked, or they can take it at the, I think it's at the 40-yard line, and we'll see what they do. Looks like they're going to be taking the ball. And it looks like Guertin is going to just take the ball on offense, and it'll be set at the 35. So if it in pros, it would be on the 40-yard line, but in high school football, it's set at the 35. So Joey Da Silva, number 2, is the quarterback. We've got trips to the lower part of your screen for Guertin, and the play is being signaled in by the sideline. You see a lot of that in high school football nowadays. You don't see a whole lot of huddles. A lot of guys in the box for the Titans, and it's a run option, and quarterback number 2, Da Silva, runs it up the middle for about 2 yards.
Joey Da Silva on the quarterback keeper.
See a lot of the run option in high school football. And if you're successful at it, it really sets up the passing game. The Titans are lining up with, looks like 3 or 4 linemen. I'm thinking it's 3 down linemen, and they got 1 linebacker also lined up on the line. And then the safety drops back. It's a passing situation. He throws it deep, but out of bounds. So Da Silva scrambles to his right, but passes incomplete. There was really nobody in the area. It was intended for Callahan, but that ball wasn't even close. So it's now a 3rd down and a long 8. And again, you're seeing just good team defense, the speed for the Titans, good coverage there by Nashua North. Not seeing a whole lot of motion in terms of the Guertin offense. Just pretty much a standard formation. And Da Silva scrambles to his right, and he's in trouble. He throws it, and it is not caught. So that is incomplete. Number 32 was the intended receiver, Lupo. And unfortunately, he couldn't bring that one in. It would have been a really tough catch anyway. He was trying to keep his feet in, so that'll bring up a punting situation for Guertin. And again, it will be Joey De Silva, the quarterback, the sophomore quarterback. Number 21, Harris, is back to field the punt.
Back to receive for Nashua North, number 21, Curtis Harris.
And anytime that Curtis Harris can even get his hands on the ball, you got to be real careful if you're Guertin. Keep that ball away. Very high punt, and that goes going to go out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. So a good job by De Silva keeping the ball away from Curtis Harris. And if I'm Nashua North, I want Harris to probably play up about 10 more yards. He's given a little bit too much credence to the kick to the leg of De Silva on that one. So Nashua North quickly out there. Lovelace getting the signals from the sideline. Sorry, Lovelace is in motion, and that's a direct snap to Curtis Harris. And he runs the ball for a first down, 15 yards. So in that situation, Curtis Harris was in the backfield and Lovelace was in motion. So a different look for the Titans, and I think they're going to do the same exact thing here. So Harris is the lone back. Okay, there is no quarterback, so he's actually playing quarterback. And number 3 comes in motion. Harris with the direct snap, and he goes up the middle, and he turns the corner. He could go all the way here. Look at that burst of speed. He gets pushed out of bounds at around the 25-yard line. But Curtis Harris is doing it all for Nashua North right now. He's the lone back, and Lovelace was playing in a slot receiver position with Provost in motion. And it looks like they're going to keep that same type of look. So Provost is now in the backfield. And at this situation, you're not sure who's going to be getting the ball. Direct snap to Harris. And right up the middle is Provost, and he keeps stumbling and grumbling, and he goes down about the 7-yard line. And I think he's got a first down.
Tackled by number 31, Matt Frechette. Number 1, James Kriegel.
Here comes Curtis Harris. He gets wrapped up pretty quickly, and there's a flag coming in.
Curtis Harris, the ball carrier.
And the tackle there was by number 50, Evan Soares. And that's going to be brought back. Montmany, you said? Okay. So number 3 is not Provost, it's Montmany. Apologize for that. So Curtis Harris is lone in the backfield. See if we got any players coming in motion. And Montmany in motion, but Harris keeps the ball, and he gets tripped up at about the 18-yard line. And it'll be about a third down and long. So Frechette with the tackle. Second down and a long, it's about 18, 19 yards. And goal. Again, Harris in the backfield, throws it over to Montmany, and he's going to get, he was trapped up, but he breaks free, but he barely gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Harris pass is complete to number 3, Brian Montmany.
So Montmany gets wrapped up by number 57, Anthony Dowd.
Number 75, Ethan Holt.
So this is going to bring up a long third down and goal from the 18-yard line. And you got to think that they got to try to throw this one, or maybe some sort of a run option play. Certainly, Harris has the speed. He throws the ball over, and that's going to be a touchdown. Look at that, went to number 17.
That play is good for a Nashua North touchdown.
And that's now they're up 13-0, waiting for the extra point here. So Nick Bala, wide receiver, looks like he got like a center, like a receiver type screen, and he's able to bring that one in for a touchdown. And here comes the extra point. Snap is good, and that is through the upright. So the Titans jump on top 14-0, and they're making it look easy on their first 2 drives. So we're 3 minutes and 45 seconds left in the first, and the Titans are up 14-0. And so far, the story of the game has really been the offense of Nashua North, and really just showing off their team speed, and also the different formations. Initially, you had Lovelace at quarterback, and just kind of showing off the running game of the Titans. Number 21, Curtis Harris, and then on this drive, Curtis Harris is playing quarterback, and in some situations, it's just a straight run right up the middle, and there's no making no bones about it. They're just running it.
Kicking off for Nashua North, number 2, Sam Nichols.
So Nichols will kick off again.
Back to receive for Bishop Guertin, number 7, Brendan Callahan.
And Callahan
Joey Lupo.
and Lupo are set to receive. And this has been all too familiar in the first quarter. Good kick. Lupo with the ball. And he gets gobbled up at around the 25, 26-yard line.
Brought down by number 19, Isaac Smith.
And Isaac Smith, the freshman, with the tackle on that play. So for you look at Nashua North, and you look at their skilled players, you got Isaac Smith, who's a freshman, who made that tackle there. He's a speedy guy. And then you have Curtis Harris, a sophomore. So this team is going to be pretty darn good for the next few years with those two. So Joey Da Silva at the quarterback position, and in his first couple of drives hasn't been able to connect. And he fakes the option and tries to spin out of it. He picks up about 3 yards, but he carried that ball. I mean, he's lucky that you got to be very careful as a quarterback when you do a spin move like that and only holding it with one hand. It's almost ripe to get fumbled.
Number 61, Max Ackerman.
Ackerman with the tackle.
Second down.
So we got second down and about 7. In motion's number 7. It's a handoff to 7. Can he turn the corner? And he can't. And great pursuit by the Titans. And that was number 29 for Nashua North with great pursuit, Donovan LeBate. He came all the way across the field for that tackle, showed off his speed. And now we're in a 3rd down and 7 for the Cardinals. And this has been just a story of speed for the Titans, both offensively and defensively. And when you get into these 3rd down and 6, these 3rd down and long situations, it puts so much pressure on a team like Guertin. Here comes the Titans pass rush. And a great pass, and he is going to be right at the yard marker. And so that was received by Brendan Callahan, and it's going to be close. The referee is going to call in, bring the sticks out here to check it. And it was a beautiful pass by Joey Da Silva, but unfortunately the receiver fell down. If he was able to keep his legs under him, he might have been able to score on that, because there was a lot of green. And we'll see what we've got, and this is a first down. So that's the first down for the Cardinals. So a great throw by Da Silva right on the money, and that's the first down for the Cardinals of the game. See if they can get some momentum here as we approach about 2 minutes left in the first. Two wide receivers at the bottom and top of your screens. Single running back. Receiver in motion, and Da Silva tries to go up the middle, but he gets tackled quickly by number 76 for Nashua North. That was Vincent Priori, and he's a pretty good player. I remember seeing him in the Goffstown game, and he was all over the field. So that's a second down and about 11, maybe 12. Ryan Bew in the backfield with Da Silva. Not much running up the middle against the Titans here. And the referee blows a whistle. I think we have a delay of game situation. And usually when the referee in the defensive backfield throws it, it is usually a delay of game situation. Now the referee dropped the flag, but we're not seeing any call here, so maybe there was a timeout called. And it looked like there was a timeout called before the referee dropped the flag. So we have to assume here that Bishop Guertin called a timeout right before the referee dropped the flag for a delay of game. Now what happens, for those of you who might not know on watching games, but it's that referee puts up his hands with about 5 seconds to let the quarterback know, because there is no clock in high school football, but that's the indication for the quarterback to know that time is running out. But if the quarterback is not looking or is not aware, then usually there's a coach on the sideline who is watching that. And that's what happened there. Bishop Guertin sidelines called a timeout because they don't want to get into a second down and 17 situation. So still a 2nd and 12 for Guertin as they're on their 34-yard line. Da Silva in the shotgun. And there's a fumble. And it looks like Guertin picks up their own fumble, but they lose a couple of yards at the same time. So they'll be at the 31-yard, and that'll bring up about a 3rd and 15, maybe 16. So Guertin is having some struggles on the offensive side of the ball. And so far, Nashua North has really clogged up the middle. Their defensive front four has done an outstanding job. Not a whole lot of running room for the Cardinals in a passing situation. And he gets gobbled up, and tackled hard for a loss of about 5 yards. And on that tackle was number 61 for North. That was Ackerman and Priori. And that was a tough tackle by both those Titan defenders. Da Silva's going to punt, and Curtis Harris and that is it for the first quarter, as Nashua North leads 14-0 over the Cardinals of Bishop Guertin. And the story so far in this first quarter it's all Nashua North. There's only been one first down by the Cardinals. And really what you're seeing is just, great play by Nashua North in this first quarter. Haven't really given much breathing room at all in terms of any opportunities for Guertin, aside from that one first down, that one good pass made by De Silva. Nashua North has pretty much shut down Guertin in that first quarter. And they've had the time of possession has also been incredibly in the Titans' favor. So when we start this second quarter, we're going to have De Silva punting it off to Curtis Harris. I'm curious to see if Harris will step in about 10 yards, because right now he's playing a little bit too deep, and the ball in that first punt, first or second punt, was about 10 yards in front of him, and it's just too hard to pick up the ball and run with it. So let's see what he does here. So the ball will be spotted around the 26-yard line. Harris should probably be around the 45, in my opinion, but he's going to set up around the 38. And another short kick, and that's aimed out of bounds, and it stays in bounds, and a good bounce for Guertin, and they will let it stop at the 37-yard line. So that's fortuitous for Bishop Guertin. You don't want Harris touching the ball, that's for sure. So it'll be a first down at the 37-yard line for the Titans of Nashua North. And right now, Guertin has no recipe to stop the speed of Nashua North. So we've got Lovelace at quarterback. And that's offsides by Guertin. That's what it looks like from here. So it looks like it was offsides by the defense. And it might have been a hard count by Lovelace. In the backfield is Montminy, Brian Montminy with Lovelace. So it'll be a first down and 5 for the Titans at the 42-yard line. Lovelace in the shotgun, number 19 in motion. And that's a keeper by Lovelace, and he runs through the tackles, and he could go all the way here. Look at the speed of Lovelace. Will he get caught from behind? He takes an angle, and he scores. A touchdown for Mike Lovelace. He went right up the middle, off tackle, and you saw he showed off his speed there, folks, and nobody could catch him. So what you're seeing, folks, is just the sheer speed of Nashua North, and that's not just Curtis Harris and Smith. I mean, Lovelace showed off his legs, and he scampers for close to a 60-yard touchdown. Sam Nichols will attempt the extra point. And the kick is no good, a little short. So Nichols misses the extra point. And with 11 minutes and 35 seconds left until the half, North leads 20-0. And that was just a phenomenal run by Lovelace. He goes off left tackle and goes right up the middle and just shows off his speed. And none of the Guertin defenders could catch him. So, you know, what you have here, folks, is you've got 4 or 5 guys on the North team, and I've seen it in the other game that I watched. Is it's the team speed for Nashua North that is so difficult to defend. Once they get into open space, they seem to pick up big yards, and on that one, Lovelace ran for a 60-yard touchdown. So Nichols will kick off at his 40-yard line. So Lupo and Callahan are set to receive the kick, and this is deja vu. This is like the third or fourth time we've seen this. And the kickoff from North is a high kick. Lupo again with the receiving. He runs it up the middle. Can he break free? And he does. Can he cut the corner? And number 2, the kicker, tackles him at the 46-yard line. So Sam Nichols saves a touchdown. So a great job by Lupo. And they have the best They probably have the best field position they've had all night at the 47-yard line. Let's see if they can do something here. Joey De Silva getting the play call from the sideline. And so far, they've been very content just trying to do it, that read option play. They've only passed the ball a couple of times. Number 5 is in motion, and the quarterback De Silva keeps it, and he picks up 7 yards. A nice play. Joey De Silva read that one real well. He saw a big hole over the left side of his line and picks up 7 for a short now 2nd and 3. This is much more manageable for Guertin. They've been in a lot of tough long plays, 2nd and 12, 3rd and 12, and your defense can just key in on that. In motion is number 7, and the quarterback keeps it again, but he gets quickly shut down by number 56, and I think it was number 17. And I'm sorry, it was number 42. Sherrod Williams and Whiting. So it's a 3rd down and 4 for Guertin, and they might go for it if they don't get it here, because this is the best field position they've had all game. De Silva. Quick throw. Great catch by number 5, Austin Hisco. He climbs up the ladder to catch that one. Nice throw by De Silva, and maybe this is what they need to do. They need to kind of soften up this defense. So a good job by Bishop Guertin there. Quick throw out to Hisco, who pulled it in for a 1st down, and they are now on the 34-yard line of the Titans, mounting a good drive here in the 2nd quarter. Lately, Callahan's been coming in motion. And he comes in motion again. Here's a snap. Quick throw out to, and it's intercepted and then dropped. And I believe that's going to be an interception, and it is. And I believe that was Cunningham. So Lucas Cunningham just picks that one out of nowhere. And as he's running it back, he drops it and then recovers. So unfortunate for Guertin there. They were on a roll, and just an errant throw right to Cunningham, and now Nashua North will take over at the 43-yard line. And here we've got Curtis Harris in the backfield with Montmagny. So Harris is playing the quarterback position, Montmagny to his left. In motion is number 19, Isaac Smith, and Smith has the ball. And he cannot break free, but he picks up about 5 yards before he gets gang tackled. Lot of speed, Isaac Smith. Makes it real difficult if you're a defender. You don't know who to key in on here. Willett with the tackle. So again, Smith playing the quarterback position. High snap, and Curtis Harris keeps it. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and about 6. So Curtis Harris will be the empty backfield. He's playing quarterback. Don't be surprised if he goes right up the middle. You've got 5 wide receivers, 3 at the bottom of your screen, 2 to the top of your screen. Harris is the quarterback, and he goes right up the middle, and he keeps fighting and fighting, but he gets tackled by Bishop Guertin. And let me give you the... So it looks like we got number 75 for Bishop Guertin. And that was Ethan Holt with a big tackle. And let's see what they do here on this 4th down and 6. Will they punt? It's at the 49-yard line, and the Titans are playing great defense, so maybe they might just go for it. Curtis Harris playing quarterback, Montmagny to his right. 2 wide receivers to the top of the screen. In motion is number 2. Curtis Harris, can he break free? And he does not break free. He gets tackled by Guertin, number 87 on the tackle. That was Kyle Baker, and that'll be a turnover and down. So a great job by the Bishop Guertin defense holding the Titans. This is the first time all night that they have stopped the Titans. So they were going to put the ball in Curtis Harris's hands, and he could not deliver in that situation. So a great job by the Guertin defense. And they were driving on their last possession, but there was an interception. Let's see if they can get it going again. 3 receivers to the top of your screen. Number 5 is Hisco in the lower part of your screen. 1 back in the backfield. And number 22, I should say. That was Ryan Bew. Picks up about 3 or 4 yards on the handoff. Give him 3 yards on that. Ackerman with the tackle. Second down and a long 7. De Silva getting the call from the sidelines. Bew to his right. Let's see if they throw the ball once more. It's been mostly a running offense for the Cardinals tonight, and I think we're gonna get a timeout. So Guertin calls a timeout with under 7 minutes to play in the half, and North leads 20-0. The good story here for Guertin is that they had some good offensive movement in their last possession. Unfortunately, it was a turnover, and then most importantly, their defense stopped Nashua North for the first time this evening. Again, just some good tackling by Guertin, trying to clog up that middle. This is a real important try for Bishop Guertin. They need to try to put some points on the board, need to slow down North, especially try to keep their defense off the field. What you've seen so far tonight is that North has just lined up in those quick formations, no huddle type offense, and they have marched down the field on 3 straight occasions, only to be stopped in the last one. So the defense of Guertin needs a breather. So let's see what De Silva can do here. They've had success throwing the ball out to Hisco on these short little hitch routes. And I think those are open because the defenders for North are playing about 7 yards off the ball. And that's a handoff, and he gets gobbled up quickly. So Bew gets the handoff, but unfortunately he gets wrapped up rather quickly. And I think that was number 8 on Nashua North, Devin Brissetti.
Tackled by number 8, Devin Brissetti. Third down.
So unfortunately, Guertin is in those 3rd down and long situations once again, 3rd and 8, and this is where the Titans' defensive front 4 can really exert some pressure on the quarterback De Silva. And it's going to be an option throw, and it is received by Guertin, and here comes a block by number 2, and he could go all the way, and it's going to be a touchdown for Guertin. And that's number 32, Joey Lupo, who caught a pass out in the flat, cuts it back across the field, and a great block by the quarterback, Joey De Silva, to spring him. But that's a touchdown for Bishop Guertin on a nicely designed play. And Lupo showed off his speed in that situation.
Well, Scotty showed off his speed on the kick return earlier, too.
Yeah.
You know, but Lupo's got speed if you get him in the open field, which North was doing a good job of keeping those players contained. But this time they broke out. You get a 21-0 lead. I think you said a 20-0 lead.
And maybe
you tend
get
to relax.
But you know, I think the play on that one, and that is no good. The kick is no good. So it's 20-6. Joey De Silva on that one laid an awesome block.
Great block.
Awesome block. You know, I think he showed his athleticism.
Yep.
And that's exactly what Guertin needed. They needed a shot in the arm, trying to get something going here. And maybe we'll see a little bit of momentum shift. So far in the first 3 drives for Nashua North led to touchdowns, and then Guertin slowed them down and stopped them
right
on that 4th down play. And I thought that Guertin was getting some momentum until that unfortunate interception. But then right here, a big touchdown to bring him back in this.
I think the big thing is for Guertin is just they've got to get that offense on track. And at times they can do it, and other times they haven't. I thought they ran the ball too much. We're a little too conservative trying to free De Silva as an option runner. If they ran the option, might be better with his speed out and Lupo outside. But they don't run an option attack. But what they've got to start to do is they've got to get Hisco involved offensively.
Yeah, and Hisco had a couple of nice plays on those little short passes out into the flat. He has enough speed where he can kind of cut it back and create something.
Yes.
But they have been very, I guess, playing it safe, trying to just run it up the middle. But Nashua North has stuffed them. And the kickoff. And he gets tackled at the 28-yard line by number 75 for Bishop Guertin. That looked like it was Ethan Holt with the tackle. And Nashua North will take over at their 29-yard line. About 6 minutes left until the half. North leads 20-6. You've seen a lot of different offensive looks by North. Lovelace was in the game for a first couple of those possessions, and now it's Curtis Harris at the quarterback position with Montmagny to his left.
Causes all sorts of problems for the defense when you don't know who the quarterback is going to be.
And he carries the ball. That would be Smith, and he gets tackled, but not before he gains about 6 yards. So Isaac Smith picks up 6.
There's a lot of talking from the coaching staff on the Guertin sideline to get a little bit better effort on their defensive plays, and they showed that on that last series and on that tackle on Smith with so much speed for Nashua.
Yeah,
North.
and that's a real tough thing to defend if you're Guertin. And Harris goes up the middle, and he is close to a first down. I think he's going to be about a yard shy. On the tackles for Guertin was number 50, Evan Soares and Schofield. So a third down and 1, and this one is almost like it's almost saying, please, Curtis Harris, go up the middle. So let's see what they do here. Don't be surprised if just Curtis Harris gets the ball and looks for an open gap. And he runs to his left, to his right, I should say, and he picks up a first down running over the right tackle. And that'll be a first down at the 40-yard line for Curtis Harris. Baker with the tackle. You know, and in this situation too, Bishop Guertin has got to play their safety somewhat deep, only because they have to respect the speed of North, not only in the receiver position, but in case somebody kind of breaks it free. You can't really cheat up on the line with the breakaway speed that you've got in Smith and Harris. Handoff up the middle to number 3, Montmagny. He gets about 2 yards. And on the tackle, it looks like it was number 40, Soreau. Second down and 9. Harris is going to pass the ball here, and it looks like it's picked off.
Yeah.
By number 22.
I don't know if I like the idea of Harris throwing the ball downfield, something he doesn't do a whole lot of.
So that was number 22, Ryan Bew, who plays running back. He gets the interception. You know, on that particular play, he was open. You know, it's just, it was a great seam pass. It was open, but he overthrew him a bit.
But here you go, Guertin with a chance now, maybe.
So
you know?
Change in momentum here. If Guertin can put some points on the board, that'll certainly have Nashua North thinking at halftime, what's going on? So De Silva in the shotgun, and he is going to be throwing the ball. And number 5 and it's no good. So it was intended for number 5, Austin Hisco, but he could not bring it in bounds. And I like that Hisco. I think he's a great receiver. Good hands.
Yep. He's a solid player. He's
Yep.
a good athlete. Good point. Good guard in basketball as well.
So we've got Callahan split out to the lower part of your screen, folks. Passing situation right into the slot, and that is caught for a first down to number 87, Kyle Baker. And that was a beautiful pass by De Silva. And I think this is really, these are good opportunities for Guertin. Those are short passes in open space, picking up first downs. This is a recipe that I think can work if you're Guertin. You got Hisco in the slot. In motion, and the keeper by the quarterback, and he stumbles for about a gain of about 5 yards. So De Silva keeps it. I do not like, if they're going to spot it, that's a bad spot. That is a really bad spot. That's a horrible spot.
I've seen some bad ones over the last few.
I think they robbed them by about 2 to 3 yards on that. I don't get it.
Knee, maybe when the knee went down.
I don't think so, because his body was
Well, see, his body was ahead of the play.
Was ahead of the play.
Right.
So I mean, even if his knee went down there, the ball was further. And it's handed off to number 22.
Dubuque,
and he
nice
goes
run.
at it around the 36, 37-yard line.
Depends where he stepped out.
Right, and I think he's got a first down. Yeah, and they're advancing the chains there, so that's a first down for Guertin. So let's see, there's a little bit of a turn of events here.
There is. You know, it's
for Bishop Guertin.
Right. This is. It looked like a 20 to. Looked like running time.
Exactly.
To start the second half, the way things were going on, but not now.
The offense is definitely turning things around, and De Silva is gaining more confidence on those short passes. Trips to the lower part of your screen to the left. And it's a handoff to Bew. He doesn't get much.
Yeah,
he gets tackled in the backfield.
North's defense said enough.
Yeah, and that was number 61 for Nashua North, Max Ackerman, defensive end. And he lost about 3 or 4 yards on that play. That'll bring up about a 2nd and 14 on the 40-yard line of the Titans with about 2 minutes to play in the half. So Bishop Guertin's got to think about moving a little bit quicker here. De Silva in the shotgun, and he holds on to it. Quick throw, and he throws to number 5. That was Austin Hisco. It looked like there was somebody on Hisco's back there, but no flags were thrown. And now there will be a 3rd down and 13 on the 40-yard line. So the clock stops at 1:44. Let's see what Guertin has up their sleeves here.
I think the big key for them, you don't want North to touch the ball one more time because of their big play.
I would agree. So see, De Silva runs to his left, and he throws it too high. And so that was incomplete. Hisco was open at about the 35-yard line. I'm not so sure he would have been able to catch it and get a first down.
No, see, I'm always a proponent. If you've got a 3rd down and long in double digits,
you go for split the difference, right?
Throw the ball beyond the sticks.
Or,
you know,
in this situation, even if you get to the 35 or 30-yard line, you're going to go for it on 4th anyway.
Right.
So they're going to go for it here with a 1:38, which could be dangerous because if they turn it over,
this.
Right? I'm not so sure about this one
either. If you
either.
kick it, you pin them deep, and you make them run the clock out. I wouldn't go for it, but they are now. They're 1-4. They have nothing to lose.
Yeah, you're right.
And
that was broken up by number 2.
And do we see a flag? I believe we do at the 22.
Really?
Yes.
All right. Well,
There's
I thought that Montmany was there.
I thought it was good contact.
Yeah, I thought Montmany was there, but The men in black and white say no. And that looks like it's going to be pass interference.
It does, and I don't agree with it either.
Yeah. They're calling pass interference on the Titans on Montmagny, which I thought that he was there, but, you know, we don't have the greatest angle from up in the booth.
No.
And he might have been up on his back, and we just couldn't see it.
First down.
So it's a first down for Guertin, and they'll be on the 25-yard line of the Titans with 1:33 here. They're in scoring, they're in a good scoring position, almost in the red zone here. De Silva takes a snap, and he's in trouble. He throws it out to number
Got him.
87, and that was Baker. So that was a really nice job by De Silva. He scrambles to his left. It looked like he was going to get sacked, and somehow he's able to uncork it over to Baker.
Yep.
And that's another first down, and it's the 18-yard line. So they're mounting a drive here with 1 minute, 20 seconds and counting. And so far, I believe, Joey De Silva has been the difference maker. His ability to scramble and create.
As we expected that he'd be able to try to do. He's going to keep it.
He's going to keep it, and he gets gobbled up
That's
really
the one
fast.
thing that I'm surprised doesn't work for BG, because he showed that ability during the preseason. I was surprised it hasn't worked.
I will say, though, that the Titans' front four is pretty good, and they really have gotten good penetration so far in this game. They haven't been able to run the ball up the middle.
But it hasn't worked against anybody I've seen this year. Even Keene, it didn't really work against them.
De Silva's going to throw the ball and lob it up, and it's going to be almost intercepted by Montmagny. If he threw that ball a little bit higher.
Was that Montmagny or Nichols on that?
I'm sorry. That was Nichols.
Number
I apologize.
That was Nichols, yeah.
Number 2. So Sam Nichols almost intercepted that one.
The one thing that pass interference penalty accomplished, it keeps the ball out of the Titans' hands for the rest of the half.
So at this particular point, they're either going to go for a touchdown or they'll try to kick a field goal. So we have 30 seconds left, 3rd down and 10. De Silva scrambles to his right. He's in trouble.
He's got to heave it.
And he gets tackled. So now the ball is on the 18-yard line, 20 seconds and counting. Let's see what they do here if they're going to try to attempt a field goal. And they are going to...
They'll let the clock run down, and I'm not going field goal if I'm North.
Right, but they only got 5 seconds left, and this will be the last play of the half.
And they get it off.
And he throws it and incomplete, and that'll do it, folks. So first half, North leads 20-6, but good news, we got a game here. I was getting a little nervous. Just saw total domination by Nashua North, but the tides have changed in that probably midway through the second, where Bishop Guertin was able to mount some offensive drives and also stop Nashua North for the first time. That speed was really a big problem for Guertin's defense to defend, but so far so good. So we're going to take a little break here, and we'll come back at the second half. Thank you.
If you're not in control, then who is? Live above the influence.
Please welcome the 2018 Bishop Guertin High School Cardinal Marching Band and their field show, Playing with Fire, featuring Disco Inferno, Great Balls of Fire, and Fireball. The band is under the direction of Mr. Brian Stark and is assisted by Mrs. Amanda Stark, with percussion instruction by Chief Master Sergeant Dave Long, United States Air Force, and drill design by Dr. Ron Fussell. The ensemble is conducted by drum majors Andrew Peliquin and Isabella Wang. Fans, please welcome to the field the Marching Cardinals.
Are your children in the right car seat for their age and size? Is the seat supposed to be forward-facing or rear-facing? Did they move to a booster seat too soon? It may be too late to check when you're on the road. Fortunately, you're on the couch. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Don't think you know. Know you know.
All right, we're here for second half action. Nashua North up 20-6 over Bishop Guertin. However, Guertin has a lot to be happy with in that second part of the second quarter, where they were able to stop Nashua North and also to put up a score themselves. So
yeah, but you know what, Scott? They needed to score before the half.
They did.
They did accomplish one thing. They kept the ball away from North for the final 3:45 of the half, which was huge, because they really had a tough time early on with that offense, but with stopping North's offense. But if they had scored and even got it to within 8 points at halftime,
I agree.
We would have been saying, wow, this is a little bit of a surprise, the way this game started out.
Well, in those first 3 possessions for the Titans, they went down the field, every one of them, and Bishop Guertin could do nothing at all to stop them. And let's see what happens here in the second half. Certainly, it was the speed of North that really set the tone. But the other weird thing was that in those the last couple of possessions, you didn't see the quarterback Loveless on the field a whole lot. It was mostly Harris at the QB position.
Right.
So they had early success with Loveless at QB and having Harris in the backfield, and then they kind of changed up their formula, shall we say, and did not have as much success. So we've got about 35 seconds until the second half kickoff. And we were just talking about, playoffs and, some pretty, looks like there's the same, usual contenders. Bedford looks real strong. Londonderry looks pretty good this year as well. Pinkerton, Winnicott. I think there's going to be about 5 or 6 teams. I think Nashua North has a shot, although an outside shot, at winning it this year.
I think North, Merrimack, and Bedford are 3 teams I would pencil in right now for the playoffs.
Oh, I agree. I'm talking about who's going to win it all.
Yeah, I think Pinkerton and Bedford. I think one of those 2 teams.
Yeah, I think it's one of those 2 as well. And don't get me wrong. I think Winnicott or Londonderry could surprise a couple of teams too.
But that means that they'll play in the finals.
Right.
They would have to play in the finals if it's going to be one of those 2 teams. Thing is, you look at that cluster. Who's going to beat Pinkerton? Will Winnicott do it? I don't know. Londonderry, Pinkerton's had their way with them for a long time. So not quite sure who could come out of that cluster and knock off Pinkerton.
So Guertin's going to kick off to Nashua North here to start off the second half. Great kick. And that's fielded by Nashua North, number 80, and he cuts it up to about the 24-yard line. So that was Max Wall bringing the kickoff return back to the 20. They're going to mark it at the 24, 25-yard line. And Ken Guertin, this story here, because Ken Guertin stopped North's offense, because they were able to do that in the latter part of that first half, and they need to, because they're down by 14 points. And they really cannot afford to let up a touchdown here on the opening drive. Curtis Harris is in the backfield, and we have a flag already. Delay a game on the offense, and that'll set them back 5 yards.
5-yard penalty, still first down.
So they'll start off at their 20-yard line. Curtis Harris is the quarterback. In motion is number 19. Harris keeps it up the middle, and he picks up about 6 yards to the 25, 26-yard line.
Curtis Harris, the ball carrier.
And he went over the left tackle.
Tackled by number 87, Kyle Baker.
Baker with the tackle.
75.
And again, they do that hurry-up offense. Doesn't give Guertin a whole lot of time to do any substitutions.
No, it doesn't. and it doesn't help you nurse a lead either. I don't like it sometimes.
High snap, and he keeps it again, but he gets tackled quickly.
They're keying on Harris very well.
Yeah, and I think you have to keep.
Yeah, you know why? I think Harris is more effective as a runner, taking a handoff and going outside and getting a block and then getting sprung for a lot of yards. I think that's the best way to use
at the quarterback position, he has to scan the entire field.
You know, and I think that hurts De Silva too. You know, it doesn't seem to work unless you're going to run the option. That's the one offense that I think quarterbacks like these guys who like to run.
Quick throw to number 17, and he is wrapped up by the ankles by number 31. I think that was Frechette, I think.
It was. You've got to be impressed. Yeah. You've got to be impressed with what Guertin's doing defensively right now.
Yeah. Well,
the thing is, they're doing it against a Harris quarterback offense and not a Loveless quarterback.
I'm just curious as to why they switched it up. Is there an injury?
They did it in the Goffstown game too.
Yeah.
Scott, I mean, they like to do it.
So Nichols will punt. Lupo set to return the ball. He had a good return last time. It's a high kick. He's going to let it go.
Yeah,
and it takes a good bounce for Guertin, and they'll get it around the 46-yard line. So
again, now think of that. Think of if they had scored.
Oh, I know.
Before the half, and they have the ball now with a chance to drive to maybe tie the game.
Almost tie the game.
You'd have a more competitive game, though.
Well, it's still early, and if they're able to put some points on the board now, this game, the complexion of this game changes. Let's see what De Silva can do here in their first possession of the second half. They've been quite content to run the ball, but their success has actually been throwing the ball. Trips to the bottom of your screen. De Silva in the shotgun. Takes a snap, and he keeps it, goes up right tackle. He only picks up not even a yard on that.
See, they don't have the blocking up front for that play because he's got to run about 4 yards before he even gets to the line of scrimmage. That has just not worked for them.
See, I like getting the ball into either Callahan or Hisco's hands. They seem to be playmakers for Guertin.
Yep.
And they're the ones with the speed.
If you're going to run De Silva's got some speed. You run him wide. Don't run him up the middle. So here we go. They've audibleized once already. Let's see. He's going to look to throw.
And it's not caught. So I don't know how that referee makes the call on that one. There was a guy who was a lot closer, but incomplete pass. So
if you're going to throw to Lupo like that, it's got to be a bang pass. That took too long to develop.
The ball was thrown low. I mean, if you throw the ball like at his waist or higher, he's going to run the ball across the field.
And now he's at the top of your screen. So let's see how they work this. They're obviously going to throw the ball. Cutting over.
And
short.
So that's a pass to Brendan Callahan, but he gets wrapped up at the 46-yard line, and I think they're going to go for it here. When you're 1-4, what do you got to lose, you know?
Exactly. They got about 4 on that.
Right, so it's 4th down and 5.
4th and 5 from the 41.
But those short hitch passes have worked for them.
They have. And you know what? I think you've got Hisco. See if you can get him or Cunningham. See if you can get either one of them downfield. Let's see what they do here.
He's going to run it.
Oh,
he's got a first down. Yep. There's no doubt about it. Tries to cut it back, and he spins, and he gets tackled at the 24-yard line. So a great job by Joey De Silva picking up a first down. He was looking to pass, but he saw that he had a running lane, and he picked up about 15 yards.
He also had a running back on a hitch pass.
Yeah, I saw that
at the top of the screen, and he would have probably gotten it as well.
Yeah.
But this was more short of a sure thing. A lot of space opened up. A 17-yard gain. It'll be 1st and 10 at the
Another
24.
passing situation, and he throws it wide open to number 87, and that was Kyle Baker. He went right into that open spot of the zone for about a yard shy of a first down, 2nd down and 1.
At the 15.
At the 15-yard line. So they are threatening. They're on the door right now of the Titans.
We have gotten ourselves all of a sudden a very interesting football game here, Scott Gross.
And I think that De Silva is the game changer here. See if they can punch this one in. It's going to be a handoff to Bew up the middle, and he
do more than the first
is
down.
down around the 6-yard line.
Good run.
So a nice job, nice hole created by the offensive line. And Nichols with the tackle. So this will be a first and goal at the 6-yard line. And I'll tell you, if they're able to punch this one in, a little pressure.
A little pressure on the Titans.
If you're the Titans.
And it'll be interesting if they do, if Lovelace comes back out.
I think you have to, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Shotgun. And he sees the seam up the middle. He's not going to get it, but he barrels forward to about the 2 or 3 yard line.
He did a good job to get some extra yards on that. Put his head down and just pushed it down to the 3.
Priori with the tackle, and now it's second and goal at about the 2.5 yard line.
Priori playing a good game for Nashua North.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah, he's a good player. Made a lot of tackle. Very instinctive. Here we go. Really gets interesting right now.
He's going to scramble to his left, and he throws it out of bounds. Intended receiver was number 5, Austin Hisco. This brings up a 3rd and 3.
And you're in 2-down territory if you're BG.
Yeah,
here.
they're not going to kick field goals here.
No.
3rd down.
So let's see.
I like Kyle Baker here. I think if he's going to be in the game, let's see, 87. He is. And there's an opportunity if he lines up, at tight end.
Well, let's see. Baker's going to go to the top of your screen in the upper right-hand corner. You see him, number 87.
Yeah.
Right by the referee. He's at the 5-yard line. He and Lupo and Hisco trips to the right with Bew in the backfield along with De Silva.
And he gets wrapped up so quick, and that's going to be a loss back to about the 12-yard line. So a great play by number 8. That was Devin Brissetti, who split the gap on the line, and that was a big defensive play for the Titans.
They're going to mark that at about the 12.
Yeah, they lost about 9 yards on that, right?
9 yards.
Yeah.
4th and goal from the 12.
And they have been protecting him all over the last 2
all
drives.
Game. Yep.
And not that time.
That was the biggest defensive play of the game so far for Nashua North. And I mark it at the 11 or 12.
Is there a flag out in the field?
Maybe a timeout?
No. There's a flag on the they're pointing over to the sideline.
Sideline warning? Could be.
Well, the referee went over to the sideline.
And there's a timeout on the field as both teams are, as Guertin's offense is going over to the side. Now, did they call time? Was there a delay of game?
No, I think they threw a flag. And there might be a penalty on, let's see if they mark anything off. It might just be a warning. It's a warning.
The sideline warning, just what I said. Sideline warning to North. That's what it was.
So we've got a 4th down and goal from the 11-yard line. We've got a bunch formation to the left. Throws it. Could be an option.
Going to throw it. Tipped. It was tipped at the line of scrimmage before it even reached the second down.
So it was a little bit of a trick play for Guertin.
And North's defense holds.
Yep. So North will get the ball back, but again, a trick play by Bishop Guertin that did not was not able to execute.
A backward lateral to Hisco, and Hisco threw it in traffic, which was the problem.
Yeah.
If you can take it and throw it into the corner or something like that, but there was really nobody open, but it was tipped at the line of scrimmage, and I don't know who got a handle on it.
Yeah. It looked like it was one of the linemen.
The way he's been playing, it might have been Priori, but I'm not sure. Harris, a quarterback.
Up the middle, and he picks up. He's still going, and he rumbles to a first down at the 21-yard line.
If you're North, the last thing you want to do is go 3 and out because of the fact that you want to get out of that area, but also you want to get the momentum back in this game that you've just seemed to have gotten a hand on with that defensive stand.
My question is, I know that's like, where's Waldo, but where's Lovelace?
I know.
I know. He did so well on those first few drives, and he has not been in the game. It's pretty much It's a handoff up the middle, and he goes off tackle, and that's number 3.
Montmany.
Yep, Montmany. Brian Montmany picks up a first down, and he goes to about the 32, 33-yard line.
And that's basically your line, taking over the line of scrimmage is what that is. So it'll now be 1st and 10 at the 35. 5:21 left to play in the quarter.
And Harris takes a snap, and he keeps it up the middle, hurdles over a defender, and he picks up 7 yards on what was more than likely a broken play. It seemed like there wasn't much there, and he made a lot out of nothing.
Well, that hurdle got him all the extra space he needed as he jumped over the pile. All the way out to the 43-yard line, a gain of 8.
He is so athletic. Unbelievable.
He really is.
So it's a short 2nd down and 2, maybe 3 yards for Harris. Right up the middle again, and he breaks free. He could go all the way. Let's see if he does. And he does. Look at that speed.
Look at that speed.
Curtis Harris.
Wow.
Like a lightning bolt through the line. Nobody could catch him.
A 57-yard run.
Curtis Harris.
The big play has worked for Nashua North tonight.
Right. Well, I think it's worked for them all season long. But when you've got a speed demon like Harris, I mean, he basically went right up the middle, broke free a little bit, and that was it.
Yep.
So Curtis Harris runs up the middle for a touchdown and really puts almost a dagger into the heart of Bishop Guertin, who was doing so well late in that first half, early in the second half. And now North jumps to a 26-6 lead with the extra point pending, and that one looks good. And it's not good. I'm sorry. It's a missed extra point, and it's 26-6 North over Guertin with under 5 minutes to play in the third. And Tom, I tell you what a...
Talk about a reversal of fortune.
Yeah, one play, but you know, when you've got speed like that, that's all it takes is that one play. And aside from, I think De Silva has the speed. Lupo definitely has the speed for Guertin, but you know, it seems like North just has the better talent at this particular point.
And that makes a difference.
Yeah,
They've got more experience. You've got more talent. Their sophomore is more talented than a couple of sophomores that that Guertin has. Lupo's a junior. Hisco's a junior. Guertin, I think, will be will make a playoff push next year.
Yeah.
I think they have the players to do that. They're just small.
Now, was there another Hisco that played?
Yes, Jordan Hisco, the quarterback.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. I'm saying, yeah.
JT
he was
Hisco.
really good.
Yes, he was. Austin's older brother.
Yeah. So Callahan and Lupo are set to receive the kickoff. And let's see, they'll be kicking a Lupo lately. And it's a short kick, and that's going to go out of bounds. So they'll get the ball at either the 35-yard line or they'll ask for a re-kick. And I'd ask for a re-kick, but they're going to be content to take it, I guess. A lot of coaches have been having them re-kick it, which I think is a better route to go. And it looks like Guertin is going to make them re-kick it from 5 yards back. So it's 26-6 with 4:37 left in the third. And Lupo and Callahan will be back to field the kickoff. And they'll be kicking off from the 35-yard line because the previous kick went out of bounds. And that really also, that last touchdown quieted that crowd down pretty good, too.
It did.
On the BG side.
It sure did. And, you're right. Make them re-kick it because you want the ball in Lupo's hands for a potential return.
They're playing too deep. They should be up to the 20-yard line, these guys. I don't know why they're playing on almost at the 15. High kick. And fielded at the 25-yard line is Callahan, and
Callahan, a nice
he's
move.
running up, and
And there we go.
yeah, there you go.
So there you go. You get almost 20 yards out of that.
Exactly,
out
and
of
that was
penalty.
a tackle by number 29 was Donovan LeBate, but a good job by BG by making them re-kick it, and they essentially get another, 25, 30 yards of field position. So they'll start at the Titans' 46-yard line with 4.5 minutes to go in the third. I think they got to start thinking about throwing. Hopefully your line can pass protect.
Well, you've got to throw.
You got to start throwing more.
Down 20 points with, basically 16.5 minutes to play.
And it's a handoff to Ryan Bugh up the middle, and he gets nowhere. And that's really been the story, all game long, is that they tried that read option, and Bugh gets the ball, but he's lucky to pick up 2 or 3 on these runs, and just the defensive front for the Titans is just too tough, and Priori especially. This guy's been on probably has 10 tackles tonight. De Silva in the shotgun, scrambles to his left, and he gets wrapped up by number 16 for the Titans, Lucas Cunningham. So De Silva picks up 2 or 3 yards, and that'll bring him into another long 3rd down and 8, third down and 8 situation. And they're going to have to go for it on 4th down anyway. So with being down by 20 points and with a 1-4 record, they'll be going for it. Bugh in the backfield. He lines up to De Silva's left, and De Silva takes it up the middle, and he is going to scramble, and he is going to get a 1st down at the 30-yard line.
They were loosened up for pass.
And that was a designed run, it looked like.
Yep.
I don't think that there was any intention of passing on that.
But North's defense was loosened up for pass. They were in pass defense.
So 1st down for BG, and they're going in a hurry-up offense as well. I really want to see the ball be put in Austin Hisco's hands, perhaps.
Well, I'll tell you,
Lupo,
they don't come out with points here. They've had the ball. We've been looking to our left now for every time they've had the ball since late in the second quarter.
I thought Hisco moved on that. And he's not. He gets wrapped up. Almost his jersey got ripped off. And I think it was 61 with the tackle for, that was Ackerman, and he's been involved in a lot of tackles too.
Right.
Him and Priori have had a great game, calling their name a lot. So the ball is spotted at the 32-yard line for BG with a long 2nd down and 10. Quick pass out to the flat number 5, but he gets wrapped up pretty quick.
Yeah, this goes better in space out down the field than that. Also, they throw into the. Why throw it in the flat to the short side of the field?
I'm thinking the same exact thing.
I've seen coaches do that and teams do that. I don't understand why.
I don't quite get it.
No.
And on that, I was thinking that why not throw it to why doesn't Baker run like a slant route? Because that side of the field is wide open.
3rd and about 8. The 29.
Oh, there he is. But the ball was thrown low.
Thrown low, but also thrown to the wrong.
I guess he heard me, but that
also thrown to the really wrong receiver. I think you had someone. I can't see the number just right there. Oh, he had Lupo.
Yeah.
He had Lupo out.
Yeah. So Baker.
That.
Yeah. Baker was the intended receiver, and what's happening is that Baker has obviously has single coverage, and so does number, I think it's 32, Lupo. He has single coverage, but they're just not able to get them the ball. And what do we got going on here with the officials?
They want to change the clock time? Is that what they want to do?
Yeah, I think they want the clock changed.
The clock to change to 2:24, I believe.
2:24.
Yeah, because the play was out of bounds and they didn't. The clock was still moving.
And they seem satisfied with that.
All right, 4th down and another Guertin situation where they
4th
got
and
the
12.
ball in Titan territory on a 4th down play, and that's hasn't worked very well for them.
Well, right. The key is, can De Silva use his legs and pick up another 1st down? He's been successful with that. And another flag.
That's going to cost them even more. Oh, maybe a time. Did they get the timeout before?
They did. Somebody called a timeout.
Yeah. I've seen the flag thrown for delay.
And then they picked it up.
Simultaneously at times with coaches who call timeout.
Yeah.
And they will get the benefit of the doubt, and they will give them the
Right.
timeout rather than have to deal with the penalty.
So I'm looking at the screen here, and you see Priori. He is one big dude.
He is a big
Right?
guy, isn't he?
Now, they don't
Exactly.
list heights and weights on the roster that I have here for the Titans. I know that Guertin lists it, but I'm thinking that Priori is probably like 6'2", like 250-ish or something. He's a pretty big guy. And him and Ackerman have been involved in a lot of the tackles for the Titans tonight.
Priori didn't play last year.
He didn't?
There was a controversy involved.
Okay.
Because what he did was he took his pickup truck and drove it on the athletic fields during the summer.
That's not a good thing.
And
oh, yes, I think I read about
and
this.
And they challenged it.
Yes,
he tried to challenge the ban from sports.
Yeah, so here is
and
the
didn't
4th
work.
down play, and it is
It is caught
at the
by Hisco at the 18-yard line.
And I think that's a first
It
down.
is a first down.
So Hisco picks up a first down. That ball was thrown perfectly where only he could catch it.
Yes, it was. A 9-yard gain. It's 1st and 10 at the 18.
That might have been the play of the game right there.
Yeah, thrown where only he could catch it, but he had to make the catch. And he did. He stretched out and got it. Their best offensive play, right, as from what we've seen. 1st and 10 at the 18.
De Silva in the shotgun, number 5 in motion. De Silva keeps it up the middle. He's got some space, and he scrambles to the 10-yard line. He picks up about 8 yards.
A little hesitation on the Titan defense on the play action on the fake handoff to Hisco. I think a lot of them bid on that, and that gave De Silva some room.
If you notice, he seems to run a lot towards the left side of that line.
To the left.
And he's going over, was that Sam Scannell, number 62, left tackle. Here comes a pass. Over to number 87 for a touchdown. So Kyle Baker, that was a really nice pass by De Silva to Baker. And we talked about that Baker's been open a lot.
Yep.
He's a big target, and nice job by De Silva. So De Silva is a sophomore.
Yes, he is.
So I think good things are in the future for Bishop Guertin.
Well,
I know it's a 1-4
saying.
season,
Next
but
year they'll have Hisco and Lupo as seniors.
Yeah, he looks good.
And De Silva as a junior quarterback with a year under the belt. Plus, he'll probably do a lot more 7-on-7 stuff in the offseason.
He looks good.
He
I like him.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And the kick is up, and it's good. So we've got a game here, folks. 26-13. It's a 2-possession game right now. 1 minute 19 in the third. And again, it goes back to what you were saying before, Tom, is that had they been able to push a score across in that first half, this would be a different game. Now, obviously, the Guertin defense has to stop North, and they have to somehow figure what they're going to do with Harris, because if they can't stop Harris, then they can't win this game.
Right.
So they did a really good job on a couple of those drives where they just totally keyed in on him. And I think if you're Guertin, you got to say somebody else is going to beat us. It's not going to be Curtis Harris. Right. And that's easier said than done. Don't get me wrong. When you have a player with the skill set and the speed of Harris, but you got to key in on him. And that's an onside kick. Yeah. And
North recovers. And that's not bad for North. I mean, you got to be a little bit surprised at that. You don't see it too often in high school football, and especially in the third quarter. And it looked like number 50 for North. Yep, that's Zach Mazak.
covered by number 50, Zach Mazak.
Yeah, that was pretty good hands for Mazak or Mazak. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but those are tough when they're coming right at you. So we got Harris at QB in the shotgun. Number 2 in motion. Harris goes up. He runs again, and he picks up about 5, 6, actually make it 7 yards at the 45-yard lines. And he goes over his left tackle. Schofield with the tackle.
Second down.
So Montminy is in the backfield with Curtis Harris. We have not seen Loveless since the first 2 or 3 drives. Now Montmany's playing more of a fullback position here. In motion's number 19, and Harris goes up the middle once again. And
oh, he slides.
And he slids right through.
Yes, they had him.
They had him.
They had him right around the 44-yard line.
Yes, indeed they did, and he escaped.
Yep.
And he goes down to the 35-yard line for another first down for Nashua North. And this looks an awful lot like the beginning of the first half, where Guertin could not stop North.
Right, it does.
19 in motion, and he gets the handoff. He cuts the corner, and he stays in bounds, and he goes out of bounds at about the 25. Make it the
25. Let's see where they spotted. I think they're going to spot it about the 28.
Yeah, 28-yard line.
I'm going to say that's where he went out of bounds. Isaac Smith.
A lot of speed in that kid.
Second and 3.
Handoff to Smith again.
No,
and
that's
I'm sorry.
Number 34. We haven't called
34,
his name
okay.
all night. Anthony Green, he's a sophomore. That's a different name. I haven't seen him carry the ball all year, as a matter of fact.
And BG, that was Callahan with the tackle for BG.
Green down to the 27.
And we got officials are calling a timeout here.
Gets a yard. It should be 3rd and 2 from just inside the 27. Interesting. I'm going to check and see. We see Loveless on the sidelines.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is it a situation where perhaps he's injured or something? Just seems odd.
Looking for him, and I don't spot him. But he may be behind an assistant coach.
And that'll do it. Now we go to the 4th quarter. So you're not seeing him on the sideline, right?
Yes, I do. Now I do.
Okay.
He's at the 40-yard line.
All right.
But with a cap and a clipboard in his hand, he's done for the night.
Oh, boy.
How about that? I'll have to find out about that after the game.
Yeah, I mean, as the reporter
So
that
there
you
he
are, right? I
is.
think
If
you're going to have to find out.
If you look, there is the cap right at the top, just below the top of your screen. You can see. There he goes right there, number 10.
Right.
As he walks to the sidelines, clipboard and a cap. Done for the night, clearly.
Odd. Very, very odd. Like I said, especially when you have such a good first 3 drives.
No doubt about it.
Well, you have to get the scoop on that one.
I know. We'll have to definitely.
So the Titans are threatening once again. They're at the about the 30-yard line of Guertin. Waiting for the chains to move. A little bit delayed there. Having a hard time with the chain crew right now. It's a short 3rd down and less than 2 yards. They want to make sure they get this right. Harris in the shotgun, Montminy to his right. And
Harris
right up, yeah. It wasn't even remotely a decision as to what was happening there.
And the space was right there. That gap on the right side was there.
I'm just amazed at how fast that, from the time that he catches the ball from the snap until he's almost there, it's like a second.
Harris down to the 24, got 3 yards in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, I mean, in like a millisecond, it seems like he catches the ball and he runs.
Right.
Option, and that was Montminy, and he pushes the pile forward to about the 20-yard line.
Montminy, the ball carrier. Tackled by number 58.
So that'll bring up a 2nd and 5. So a nice job by Montminy to pick up 5 yards on first down. Makes it pretty easy when you tend to be in these short yardage situations. 19's in motion. And quarterback keeper, and Harris gets to about the 17-yard line. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and about, I'm thinking 4. Schofield with the tackle. So if you're BG, this is it. These are some 2 big plays here. Obviously, they'll go for it on 4th down, but you got to stop the Titans here.
You got to stop. 3rd and 3 from the 17, 2 down territory. North.
I just watched Curtis Harris. That's it.
You know who's going to get it.
Yeah.
Yep.
He scrambles to his left.
Now he's going to keep it.
He's going to run it.
Oh, he's going to run it for a first down.
And he picks up a first down. He's tackled at the 7-yard line.
Now, I've seen quarterbacks drop the ball sometimes when they're doing that, when they're not experienced at it. He is. And he held on to it and just took off running. He knew he was going to do it. He knew he was going to get the snap. And he gets down to the 7-yard line.
But he goes right, he goes left, he's at the middle. He's a one-man wrecking crew.
1st and goal at the 7. Boy,
so we got trips to the left.
It's like a tennis match, back
and
forth.
19 in motion again. And he hands off to number 19, and he cannot break the edge. He gets tackled by number 75, I think, for Guertin. That was Ethan Holt. Good job by Holt. And there's a flag on the play. And there's a holding on the offense.
Yeah, I saw the
Here's
flag.
the thing: do you? I guess you will take it if it's a 10-yard penalty.
For Guertin, you got to take it.
You have to.
You got to, because Harris can get.
Yeah.
Harris can crawl into the end zone without being touched at times, the way he's so fast. So you're going to have to take it, and you're going to move it back to the 20.
Yeah. So now it'll be 1st and goal from the 20-yard line. And again, for high school football fans, it's 10 yards from the spot of the infraction. Right. Which is sometimes hard. Like for me, like I watch a lot of like pro football, and the rules are different.
Yes. Pass interference
is different too. It's not an automatic first down.
It's a 15
it's 15-yarder. Yeah.
Right.
But it's not a spot of. It's not where the pass interference took place. So. Number 52 is coming off the field. Hopefully he's okay. And you're seeing number 52, that's Jacob Schofield, and he's had a good game. We've called his name quite a bit on tackles, but he will not be in on this one. So that brings up a 1st and goal at the 20-yard line. You have trips to the left. Curtis Harris with the snap, and he's going to run the ball again. And he breaks free, and he gets tackled at the 14-yard line. And he seems to make something out of nothing.
Always.
Right?
Yep.
I mean, he picked up 5 or 6 yards.
We talk about his speed, but his cutting ability.
Right, he cuts back so well.
Yep. He gets 5 yards when he should have probably been stopped at the 20. So 2nd and goal from the 15.
And now
the question is, does he put it in the air?
Yeah, Schofield comes in the game. And you're right, we really have not seen him throw the ball a whole lot.
Well, he's got picked off once already.
Right.
So he's got a touchdown pass. It was a catch and run play to Bala.
But will they design a play where he's going to throw it?
Right, exactly. See what they do. He is going to throw.
He's looking to throw here, but then
he
looks and he gets gobbled up.
Nice sack.
Is that Schofield?
58.
Who is that? 50.
5-0, sorry.
That is 5-0.
That's Evan Soares.
Evan Soares. Called his name a lot tonight.
Yep.
So a big defensive stand here for the Cardinals as we've got a 3rd down and 20.
3rd and goal from the 20.
Right, 3rd and goal.
And you don't really know. I mean, is it 2-down territory? You know?
They're not going to kick a field
yeah,
goal.
but not with their kicking game the way it's been this year.
Yeah.
So
the blitz is coming here.
You got Harris
and he throws the ball and he drops it. So he put the ball in the hands of number 19 to Smith, and the sophomore freshman connection did not work out. Well, the question is that are they going to even try to pass the ball, because they have not been very successful with Curtis Smith's arm.
With Harris's arm?
I'm sorry, Harris's arm.
Right.
And they have been very successful with him just running it up the middle. Montmagny is to his left. He takes the snap, and he's going to throw it. He scrambles, and he keeps going, and he's going to get tackled. That'll be a turnover on downs at the 11-yard line. Yep. So number 75, that's Schofield with the tackle, and BG will take over. So we've got a little bit of a game here with 8 minutes and 20 seconds. BG is down by 2 touchdowns, 26-13. And if they can score here, they will put a lot of pressure on Nashua North. So let's see what Joey Da Silva has up his sleeve. Number 22 is Ryan Bew. And he is to Da Silva's now left. 2 receivers to the top, 2 receivers to the bottom in the snap. And it is Da Silva up the middle. He gets slammed to the ground for a gain of maybe 2 yards. And I believe it was 29 for Nashua North, a bait. Clock is ticking at under 8 minutes to play in the game. They've got to score 2 touchdowns, so they've got to go into more of a hurry-up offense here. Bew in the backfield. And a passing situation over the middle. And I thought that he grabbed him. And there's the flag. So we had a lot of screaming in the press box here, and rightfully so.
And they heard you.
They heard, the referees heard it. So Lupo got grabbed by the Nashua North defender, and they did throw a flag on that play. And you heard this, it must have been on the BG coaches that were.
Right.
So that'll be a 1st down for BG. It looked like the interference occurred at around the 30-yard line. And they'll get the ball around the 26. So a 1st down for BG. And that play, those passing plays have been open all day. If there is a weakness on Nashua North,
it's the secondary. Yep, right now, today it is.
Yeah. And I liked Da Silva's arm. I think he's got to use it more.
He's got a good one.
Here comes a little blitz.
And there you go. He's got a wide open guy.
Touchdown. That is going to be a touchdown. And that is what? Bew?
Lupo. Yep, Lupo.
Number 32. So a beautiful pass from Joey Da Silva to Joey Lupo, number 32.
A 74-yard score.
And that was a beautifully thrown ball. Just enough air underneath it for Lupo to get underneath that pass. And that is quieted down the Nashua North sideline. So they're going for the extra point here at 26-19. And the snap and the kick is good. We've got ourselves a game here, folks, in Nashua at Stellos Stadium. It's 26-20 with 7.5 minutes to go in the game. And I'll tell you, Tom, I thought the first 3 drives that what have I gotten myself into on this tonight? But BG has come back with a vengeance.
Yes, they have.
And the big question mark is, where is the quarterback or the starting quarterback? I don't understand that one. Lovelace, again, the first 3 drives he seemed to orchestrate three very good drives, and he's been on the sideline with a cap on. So again, if you're BG, I think really what you have to do is you have to just key in on Curtis Harris. I mean, that's it, because it seems like he's not going to be throwing the ball, right? It's really going to be him who's going to touch the ball, and maybe Isaac Smith. So if you're BG, I'm gonna key on Montmany, I'm going to key on Harris, I'm keying on Smith. That's it. So there's only one person back for Nashua North, and perhaps they are anticipating an onside kick here. I don't kick it onside. I kick the ball into space, because look how much open space that there is. There's no need with 7.5 minutes to kick an onside kick here. You just got to get a stop. Kick it deep. And they do, but to the wrong part of the field. And he gets wrapped up at about the 23-yard line. So we got a game here, folks, in Nashua. North leads 26-20 with under 7.5 to play in the game, and things are getting a little loud here in the stands. It's very quiet most of this game. People thought it might have been a blowout, but it has not been one.
Harris has 17 carries, 174 yards on the ground, plus his touchdown pass.
So he is in the backfield, and I believe Montmany is the fullback position, and it's just Harris right up the middle, and he is going to get tackled.
And now is the time where you just key on Harris.
Right, and I think that was number 52, Schofield. He has been all over the place.
Yep.
2nd down and 6 on the 27-yard line. Harris takes the snap, and he's going up the middle. He cuts it outside, and he could break free, folks. And he does. He's going to go to the house. There is Curtis Harris for a touchdown, silencing the Bishop Guertin Cardinals once again.
Amazing, isn't it?
He is now over, 230 yards rushing, something like that. I mean, I'm not good on the
73-yard run. So he got 77 on those 2 carries, so that's...
He took a pin and he popped the balloon of Bishop Guertin, the hopes right there, because they were coming back. And
19
Curtis Harris
carries for 251 yards.
Yeah, Curtis Harris just popped that balloon of hope. 32-20 right now with 6:47 left, and they're going to go for 2. And he just went right over that right side, and that burst of speed. He keeps it again, and he's walking in the end zone for 2 points. So quickly, North jumps out to a 2-touchdown lead, and it's all Curtis Harris, MVP of this one right now. What do they say? You can't teach speed.
That's it.
Right? You can teach a lot of things, but you can't teach speed. Curtis Harris is a lightning bolt. That really quieted things down on Bishop Guertin, who was really on a roll. Yeah,
this crowd.
It does stun the crowd. So let's see if Guertin can kind of regroup. I mean, they had their big play themselves on their 70-yard plus play to number 32, Lupo. But if I'm BG, I got to air it out again because why not? So we got number 22, Ryan Bew, and 32, and number 5, Austin Hisco. So let's see if they try a little razzle-dazzle type play.
Austin Hisco. Number 22, Ryan Bew. Number 32, Joey Lupo.
So Nichols will be kicking off. And he does a squib kick.
Yeah, smart, because
Yep.
got to try to contain their speed on the return
Number
game.
5, Hisco.
Yeah, see, they'd rather have Hisco touch it, believe it or not, than Lupo.
I would agree, and
You
he
know?
gets out to the 33-yard line with under 6:40 to play.
Number 19, Isaac Smith.
You get Isaac Smith, the freshman, on special teams making the tackle.
Bishop Guertin takes over 1st and 10 in their own 33-yard line.
So do you think they're going to hand the ball off here?
Yeah, they've
With
gotta
6
throw.
minutes, I think you just have to just tell your offensive line you got a pass block. Bew sets up to the left of De Silva. Runner number 32 is in motion. He gives it to Lupo. He is able to get about 5 yards up to the 38-yard line, and he is tackled by number 42, I believe, Sherrod Williams.
42, Sherrod Williams. 2nd down.
Again, they're going hurry up offense, BG is, and they got to go a little faster here because it's a 2-possession game, and they're just taking too long to get the play in my opinion. Bew to the right of De Silva. Hand off to the runner in motion. That's number 5, Austin Hisco, and he just runs east-west, and he goes out of bounds at about
Close to the first down.
no 40-yard line.
40-yard line?
Yeah,
There's
40.
momentum carried him beyond
Yeah.
that, out of bounds. You're
Maybe
right.
41. So he's going to
Let's
be
see. Yeah,
3
let's see
yards
the
shot.
spot. He's closer than you think, Scott.
All right, I thought he was at the 41, but he's
They're
at the
marking
42.
right at the 42. He's only
he's
a
a
yard
yard-
away.
he's a yard
Yeah,
shy.
He got closer. 3rd and 1 from the 42.
See,
and
he was
obviously-
going more Route 101 east-west. I was
Yes.
hoping he would go
You were-
93
right.
or Everett or something,
Yeah.
right? So let's see what he could do here.
Went on 93. He'd probably be stalled in traffic.
That's true. And 22 is Bew,
Yeah,
and
they
he
went
just
traditional on that
well,
play.
and it took too long to develop.
no
you
doubt
know?
about it.
And you got to give credit to the Titans front four because they got penetration on that
line
one.
of scrimmage. Guertin to be in this game.
So Vincent Priori with the tackle.
To be in this game, despite being dominated on both sides of the line.
I
because
agree.
They have been.
So for BG, this is their play of the game. 4th down and 2, folks, with under 5.5 to play in the game. They trail 34-20. De Silva's in the shotgun.
And look how far back he is.
Yeah. And
take a long time, man. Somebody moved.
that was Hisco.
Yep, Hisco moved.
Hisco was going for the disco and too fast. So that's going to put him back 5 more yards. It'll be a 4th down and 7.
5-yard penalty.
And I think Hisco just had the wrong snap count. And now that really hurts you.
Was it Hisco or was it Baker on the bottom?
I thought it
of
was
your
number
screen?
5. I thought it was
Hisco. It was Hisco, we're told by the coach.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, got to give the ball to number 87, my man Kyle Baker here, I think. He's a big target, good hands.
Well, let's see what the Titan pass rush can do to make De Silva uncomfortable here, knowing he's going to throw. And here they come. And that was all pass rush.
And keep this in mind that even if Hisco caught the ball, he did not get past the first
past the
down.
sticks.
And
Yep.
you were saying that before, right? It's
Yeah.
like you gotta get beyond the sticks.
Well, here's the thing. De Silva had to unload it because he was getting rushed.
Right.
That's the pass rush was the whole thing, and that'll do it right now. I think North will take this victory.
Yeah. but you got to give BG a lot of credit. They
ton of credit. They stayed in the game when they could have taken exit stage left.
A lot of fight in BG to stay in this game and to keep it a game.
No doubt about it.
I mean, you're up against an all-state caliber player in Harris, no doubt about that. I mean, what, 250 yards or something on the ground? I mean, crazy numbers. He keeps it, and he takes up the middle, although he gets wrapped up after a gain of about 2. It's about the least number of yards he's picked up all night, practically.
20 now for 253.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Now, don't forget, you get half of that almost on two long runs.
On 2 plays, I'll give you. But he's made some great plays.
And he's touched the ball on almost every play. Yeah. That's the other thing.
And he keeps it again. And he just keeps going. And he's like the Energizer Bunny. And he keeps going and going and going to about the 19-yard line. He's looking to get 300 yards tonight.
Tackled by Jacob Schofield.
Gain of 15.
Play is good for Nashua North, first down.
Tom, you almost need like a calculator or an abacus to add up all these damn rushing yards, right? I mean,
I got Pete Johnson here. You know, he's a math. He's a math guy, right? Yeah, exactly.
He's the Rain Man. He can say it. He's got 257 yards rushing. Okay, 257.
With maple syrup on the table.
Exactly.
21 for 268.
Montmagny up the middle. He gains about 2 or 3 yards.
Brian Montmagny, the ball carrier. By number 75, Ethan Muller.
See, I don't think people get those Rain Man references, right? That's kind of like what the movie's 30 years old. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
I don't think most people picked that one up. They did. You got the Charlie Babbitt. Okay. Smith's in motion, and he takes the handoff. He cuts it back, but he gets wrapped up in a hurry.
Isaac Smith, the ball carrier.
And that was 50 on the tackle, I think.
Tackled by number 50, Evan Soares.
Yeah, Evan Soares.
Third down.
3rd down and 7 from the 14-yard line. The Titans are knocking on the door once again, trying to close this one out. Harris with the snap. He goes right up the middle. And he is close to a first down, but about a yard or 2 shy. I think he's 2 yards shy, and it'll bring up a 4th down, and I'm thinking about 3 yards.
By number 50, Evan Soares.
Soares makes another tackle.
4th down.
And looks like Harris is getting the call from the sideline, and it's basically like, hey, buddy, do what you want to do. Just keep the ball and run it right or left or up the middle and see what happens.
Well, he's got 272. I guess there's no way he can get to 300.
No. And they're going to call a timeout.
Yep. And they let the clock tick down to 149. So
I got to say, Tom, I mean, that was, at first I was like, wow, this is going to be kind of a runaway game. And BG kept fighting and kept fighting. I think you hit the nail on the head. It was that last drive of the first half. And had BG been able to get in there, it might have changed the complexion of things.
They failed on 2 drives this way.
Yeah.
Early in the second half and late in the first half. And there's your 14 points.
Yeah, the other thing that I'm a little bit surprised is that BG had success in the air, and they really didn't exploit that as much as I thought that they could have. Now, granted, you got to pass protect. And that's not an easy task against the likes of Priori and Ackerman and some of the others. But
kickoff is at 6:30 p.m.
But if I'm the coaching staff of BG, I'm proud of my team. They had fight in them. They never gave up. They just kept battling, and that's a good thing. That carries over into next year. Especially for players like a De Silva.
Right.
Smith's in motion, and quarterback Harris keeps it, and he is going to easily get a first down. He gets run out of bounds at about the 5-yard line, I'm thinking. So that'll be a 1st and goal at the 5.
And where were they?
They were at
the 13.
They were
right?
at like the 13. And I think they're going to say the 3-yard line. Yeah, 3.
Yep, he's standing right on the 3.
Yeah.
So he got 10 yards. So he's at 282.
Yeah, I got to get one of these little teleprompters, whatever these. I like these screens.
These monitors?
These monitors, a big help. You can actually see.
I know. I'm watching
You
the
can-
game. I'm
you
watching
can-
the game on that.
You can cheat.
And people at home are too.
Yeah. And
This
there's
is Harris,
and
and
he
he's in.
is in there, I think. Yes, touchdown for Harris. How many is that for him now?
285.
How many touchdowns, though?
Well, that would
4?
be 3.
3. I'll tell you, if Harris does not make first team All-State, I give up. I've seen him play. This kid is unbelievable. You put him on any team, right? He's going to be good.
Right.
You put him on a Bedford team, this kid would probably rush for
Oh my
400
God,
tonight.
Exactly.
Right.
On to attempt the extra point, number 2, Sam Nichols.
So Nichols will be in there for the extra point to extend this lead to 21. And the kick looks good. And it is. It's a 41-20 lead North over Guertin with under a minute and a half to play.
The score, Nashua North High School, 41. Your Bishop Guertin Cardinals, 20.
So Bishop Guertin has a lot to be happy about in terms of their future. Joey Da Silva, sophomore quarterback, has shown some real good talent in both the running and passing game. He's made some good decisions, and he's got some pretty talented juniors that are going to be back next year. So, and that is, you got Hisco, number 5. He's a junior. You got Lupo, who's a junior, and you got Kyle Baker, who's a junior. So those 3, there's been some connections there, Tom, all night long, and I think that there's a bright spot for Bishop Guertin for the years to come.
Kicking off the Nashua North, number 2, Sam Nichols.
So Callahan and Lupo will be set to return the kickoff. And number 2 is Sam Nichols. He kicks it high and short, and it's a fair catch at the 31-yard line, made by number 16 by Bishop Guertin. That is Toby Therian.
Number 16, Toby Therian with the fair catch.
And out on the field
Cardinals take over on their own 31
will come Da Silva for what looks to be the final drive of the game. 41-20 is your score right now. And let's see what they want to mount in their last drive of the game.
Well, they'll probably try to air it out
Yeah.
with 1:26 left.
He's scrambling, and that's a good decision. Good decision on Da Silva's part to throw that one away. It was just really good coverage by the Titans. There was nobody open.
Number 32,
So it looks like they've got
second down.
it's Brian Montmany is kind of playing safety out there. So they're looking to prevent that deep throw. And a great job getting in there. Now let's see what he can do, and he throws it away.
Gotta be careful. You don't make any late hits like that. It's close.
Silva's pass is
So
incomplete.
Da Silva throws it incomplete to 5 Hisco, and that brings up a 3rd and 10. And on that one, Nashua North got in the backfield and made Da Silva scramble, and he couldn't really get anything on it. And really,
They can do that. They made life tough for him on that,
Yeah.
that fourth down play when he had to make a throw. A couple of them that he had to make throws on, and they know he's going to pass. And
Right.
They know that
So
they're able to get in there.
I think before, you know, we were asking ourselves, hey, why do they keep running the ball? Well, it keeps the defensive line honest at
Right.
least. You know. And here comes a blitz, and it looks like that was going to be a screen pass.
Screen,
it looked
and
like
just never worked.
But number 76 for that was Vincent Priori. Man, we've called his name a ton.
Sure have. He is back there all the time.
So we got 1:04 left in the game. 4th down and 10.
So the
And
story
looks
here,
like there's going to be a flag of roughing the passer.
yeah. So that's which is what I was
Yeah.
afraid of. You know,
Yeah, you never want that,
No.
especially in these types of situations.
Right.
The game is in hand.
wonder how would the offense have been different, and how would North have played this game if Lovelace had stayed in the game?
Yeah, and I'm just curious as to why Lovelace did not stay in the
Right.
game. Now, granted, he's a senior. Maybe they're looking to see what Harris can do as a QB. But
Possibly.
great pass to number 5, Hisco. 55 seconds left.
21, Curtis Harris on the tackle.
So Harris is actually making tackles as well. He made the tackle on Hisco. You have to say to yourself, I know this sounds, I'm just going to ask the question. If Curtis Harris is your franchise, right, which he kind of is,
Right.
like, what is he doing playing defense when you're up by 21 points?
Now you've got to ask that a lot.
Right? I mean,
There's some things that I think that
come on.
coaches need to really be, I think, more aware of who's on the field or what they're doing. Now,
Yeah.
last night I saw Bedford should have taken a knee with 1:38 left.
Yeah.
Instead, they handed it off to a junior JV player who ran it in for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Up 35-0.
I don't like
it's
that.
running time.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why do it?
Yeah.
You know, and some of these
Well,
situations.
you know what? Bedford has done that in the past.
Now
a bit.
they've got a history of
Right,
it
yeah.
in other sports as well.
Yeah.
They beat BG 22-4 in a baseball title
Yeah,
game.
right.
They had no
Exactly.
business getting that to that
Right.
point.
Exactly.
So, you know, that's in fact caused a rule change.
Yeah. Oh, it did?
Caused
No.
the mercy rule to extend into the tournaments now instead of just
Okay.
regular season. But you're right. Do I want Harris out there getting hurt
No.
on a defensive play,
No.
making a tackle?
No, you don't. And he's your team.
And he's
right?
your
Yeah.
safety right
Yeah.
there at the 32-yard line.
And De Silva is smart and just throws it out of bounds.
Silva's pass is incomplete.
And you could also make the argument, you know, do you really want De Silva out there at this particular
Right.
point? I mean, maybe, maybe not, but I see a lot of coaches when the game is like totally, they know it can't be won.
Right.
They put in their JV guys, and they. I'm sure it's not good for the fans who paid good money for the ticket to see different players.
You mean as much as we paid to get in?
Exactly.
Right,
exactly. Yeah. You know, but even you got like number 3 Montmany. You got a lot of these guys out here that go both ways, and you say like, hey, why? But number Lupo. He's fast.
He is. No, that's the
And
thing.
he catches one over the middle.
got
So he's
speed.
at the 35-yard line with clock will stop for the first down. Chains to move. Harris makes the tackle, and 37 seconds left.
First down.
And again, that gets knocked down at the line of scrimmage by number 76,
And that's
Vincent Priori.
How about that, huh? He is having a all-state
Yeah.
caliber year. I don't think there's any question
Yeah.
about that.
Second down.
Now, I remember in the game I called previously that he was called his name quite a bit as well.
Had a lot of things.
.27 seconds left in the game. De Silva in the shotgun, and he tries to scramble, but he gets sacked, and that should do it,
Yep, that will.
unless they call a timeout. And guess who made that tackle?
They do call timeout.
Vincent Priori with the sack. So yeah, you know, I mean, in my hometown, you know, we interview some players. If it was me, it'd be Curtis Harris, Vincent Priori would probably be the two guys that on offense and defense that I'd want to talk to.
The game.
So we got the cameraman who's showing us Loveless.
That's the big question.
Yeah.
You know. So, what is the issue with Loveless?
Yeah.
Why did he play from I'd say midway through the second quarter on, right?
Yeah, it was just odd.
He disappeared. Yeah, exactly. And then we spotted him with the cap and the clipboard.
So with this break in action,
and he's not hurting.
Right.
He's standing there talking. So whether it was whether he pulled a hamstring muscle or on a run
who
or
knows?
anything like that, who knows? You know, but he's not getting any trainer's attention.
Yeah.
So
with 18 seconds to play in the game, the ball is on the 37-yard line. De Silva's in the shotgun with Bew to his right. Trips to the lower part of your screen. He scrambles to his right. He runs, and he's going to get sacked behind the line of scrimmage with 11 seconds to go. And that is going to do it, folks. So Nashua North wins this one 41-20 over BG. And before we get going, folks, I want to thank Jim McLean, our cameraman, for all those great shots from up above in the press box. Would not be able to do these productions without folks like Jim, so thank you, Jim. And Tom, thank you very much for inviting me to come down here and visit you and the folks in Nashua. It's a good setup. Maybe we'll do it one time again. So with that, I'll turn over to you, Tom, to close it all out.
All right, final score here. Bishop Guertin losing to Nashua North, 41-20. Curtis Harris, 285 yards rushing on 24 carries, 3 touchdowns. That's the story of the night. For Pete Johnson, Jim McLean, for Scott Gross, I'm Tom King. Good night, everybody, from Stellos Stadium.